In the previous 2 units, we learned the short and long vowel sounds. I, E. There is another version of this vowel sound that we would like to show you, but don't worry. This time it's a very easy one, and the good news is that it's always the final sound in words ending in the letter Y. For example, happy, ready, rainy, very. It's really easy to pronounce because it's a quick sound and it's like somewhere in the middle between short and long. So, what's the symbol that represents this vowel sound? It's this one. And remember, it's always at the end of the word. You won't find it anywhere else. You will see more examples of this vowel sound in the practice video. So for the moment, we would like you to focus on the consonants that you have already seen combined with vowel sounds in previous videos. At that time, we told you the focus was more on the vowels that we studied in each unit, but now we are going to quickly revise the consonants because we would like you to get more familiar with them. So, first of all, how many sets of consonants are there in Colourphonics? 10. Let's look at each of them. Plosive sounds are very characteristic of the English language. I am going to pronounce the word time, making the T sound at the beginning non-plosive, and then after that plosive. Time, 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 time. Can you notice the difference? Now, put the palm of your hand in front of your mouth and say, time, time. If you felt air hitting the palm of your hand, then you were making the right sound. In Colourphonics, we represent this set of consonant sounds in red. There are 4 of these sounds, and you will find it easier or more difficult to learn them depending on the country you come from, or if these sounds exist in your native language or not. So, for those students with native languages in which these sounds do not exist, we strongly advise them to try to master them because they are really important. To make it easier to distinguish between them, we use a different colour for each of them. For example, in the word bus, we use white for the S sound. The International Phonetic Alphabet symbol is the normal S from the Latin alphabet. In the word rose, we use green to represent the Z that is more like the buzzing of a bee. The International Phonetic Alphabet symbol for it is the normal Z from the Latin alphabet. Then there's the zh sound that you can find in words like pleasure. The International Phonetic Alphabet symbol for it is similar to the number 3, but with a slightly different shape. We represent this symbol in a color called magenta. Finally, there is the sh sound, which you can find in words like show or ash. The International Phonetic Alphabet symbol is like the letter S, as if it were very stretched in a vertical way. We represent this symbol in pink. Now, let's see these 4 consonants again. S, Z, Ž, Sh. The previous 2 sets of consonants were made up of more than one consonant because they had something in common. For example, there were 6 plosive consonants and 4 S sounds. But some other consonants are individually studied because they have no characteristics in common with any other ones. That's the case for the H, that in Colourphonics is represented in purple, using the normal H of the Latin alphabet. This consonant is individually studied as well. Even if it's common to most languages, the pronunciation of it can vary a lot from language to language or country to country. Chinese speakers pronounce it in a very different way to French speakers, for example. In this course, we will learn the way it's pronounced in English, and we will represent it in grey. There are 2 consonant sounds that share one characteristic. To make them, you need to put your tongue behind your upper front teeth. We call them dental because of this characteristic, and the color used to represent them is yellow. This is the case for the th and the th. Many students of English as a second language tend to pronounce them the same way, but there is a bit of difference between them, and we would like to show this in future units. Examples for these consonant sounds can be the verbs breathe and think. Here we're talking about consonants so close in sound to vowels that they are called semivowels. We represent these 2 sounds in a color called aquamarine. 2 examples are water, year. This sound is very easy to make for those speakers whose native language distinguishes in pronunciation between B and V. In Colourphonics, we represent it in orange to bring this to the attention of those students who are not familiar with the V sound. So they find it easier to remember that V, in orange, is pronounced differently from the B in red. These consonants are pronounced in English the same way as they are pronounced in your native language. In Colourphonics, we represent them in white because there is no need to add colour to help you remember any special characteristic about them. The sound ch is very easy to pronounce, but the symbol might be difficult to remember for some students. That's why in Colourphonics it's represented in the cherry colour, so you can easily associate the ch in the word cherry with the colour used to represent it. In Colourphonics, this sound is represented in light blue, and when we study it in future units, we will see it's really important to pronounce it the same way whether it goes at the beginning of the word or at the end of it. For example, give or big. So, that was it. You have just had the introduction in this course to all the English consonants. Now, let's focus our attention on the way they sound when they go in clusters combined with the schwa.
P, T, K, B, D, J, S, Z, J, Sh, H, R, Th, V, Y, W, V, M, N, L, F, Ch, G,